Greetings YouTube, this is jmoonies and welcome to episode 3 of Hyper Science, Strange Punishment Edition. Starting things off, I thought I'd get SheHulk out of the way because she's a pretty straightforward character. All of her attacks are more or less physical, but I did want to try her new lamppost swinging move, just because it attacked from range. As you can see, not counterable using the 7 rings. But Sunday Driver, interestingly enough, if used from far away, will actually trigger the counter beam. Do not try this at grab range though. Now, the Mayor of Earth is another character who doesn't have much to work with. I thought I'd try a couple things, like the steel pipe for instance, because it adds range to his attack and it always flies away after impact. Unfortunately, the best you can do is make the attack whiff with the invincibility frames. Since the double lariat is invincible throughout its entire animation, I thought I'd see if it had a projectile property. Clearly it doesn't. And the body press, which creates an atmospheric re-entry explosion. If hit by the actual move in the air, you won't be able to counter it with the 7 rings. However, what I've noticed is if you're barely out of range of HAGGAR, but still within the range of the explosion, that will count as projectile damage and you'll be able to beam punish him. Next is Wolverine, who, you know, is completely a physical character. His adamantium claws have no real projectile nature. I did want to see if the invincibility frames would cause his level 3 to whiff, however, as you can see, that attempt has failed. The one thing I thought would work is Fatal Claw, which is his kind of anti-air. To my surprise, however, that counts as a physical, so you cannot punish Fatal Claw. And since we were on Wolverine anyways, I figured I'd follow up with his clone. Same properties with her attacks. Can't really use the 7 rings to cause any of her hypers to whiff. Not even Weapon X Prime, unless you're really far away, I imagine. And Dirt Nap, it's a grab, so unfortunately the 7 rings will not be effective against that either. Now, by popular demand, we have Morrigan. Soul Fist is pretty much a Hadouken, so that will of course counter. Soul Drain, which is basically the same move but drains meter, will also be countered. Now, the interesting thing about Morrigan is when she uses Astral Vision. Using Soul Fist will actually confuse Doctor Strange, and he will, more often than not, punish in the wrong direction. This isn't 100% accurate. As you can see, a risky move for Doctor Strange if he chooses to counter this. Finishing Shower, pretty straightforward since it's a barrage of missiles. And Shadow Servant, even though it strikes from below, it will still counter. So, there you go. Next up, Doctor Strange. Much like RACCOON, his standing and crouching H's seem to project energy, so I thought they'd be punishable, but clearly they are not. Discs of Danak. There are basically projectiles on delays, so no question there. Eye of Agamotto, even though it has multiple hits, will also be punished using the 7 rings. Mystic Sword, that will be punishable. However, using the light version will use Mystic Sword as a melee attack and will actually cut through the 7 rings. Flame of the Faultine is basically your standard fireball. Even perfected, it is still punishable. Same thing with Bolts of Balthine. Spell of Vishanti, even though it's a pillar kind of beam, that will also be punishable. And shockingly enough, the level 3 Astral Magic, which you would think is a long-range grab, is also a projectile move as well. And is slow moving, so easily punishable on reaction. And finally, because you demanded it, 7 rings versus 7 rings. Clearly, nothing happens as a result because both parties are invincible during their beam animation. So, there you go. Anyways, that was episode 3. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you want to see in the next episode, and I will hopefully have that up soon. Rate, comment, subscribe, and thanks a lot. Bye.